Dear friends, good morning and Eid Mubarak. I, Rakesh Sharma from School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, welcome you all in this interactive teleconferencing session of Advanced Certificate in Power Distribution Management Program. Friends, as you are aware that we conduct teleconferencing sessions for ACPDM program, and where we not only cover the topics which are related to our course self-instruction material of the 3 courses, and also update you about the additional knowledge of these topics. In today's session, we will discuss about the energy management and IT applications. This is the course 2 of your ACPDM program, and it's our privilege to have Mr. R.C. Dhup, General Manager, APDRP Distribution, NTPC Limited, as an expert, and we have Mr. S. Rudra, Deputy General Manager, APDRP Distribution, NTPC Limited. Now I request Mr. R.C. Dhup to take up today's presentation.
Thank you, Madam Raki. I thank you all the participants who have been eager to know about the distribution business, which is the information technology, and I thank the IGNOU to have called me for this course, for this interactive session. And this session is in 4 parts. However, I have got a continuation. All aspects of the information technology and distribution business has been covered. I have the slides in chronological order, and it covers all the areas as notified to you earlier. So I begin my presentation. So overview of distribution business and information technology. You have got the 4 units into this. Since you are aware of the units, I will skip it. The part 1 comes on overview of distribution business and information technology. Now, distribution business is the most important change in the electricity supply business. That is, our business consists of generation, transmission and distribution. And distribution is the last mile in the value chain, which is critical. It is the distribution only which is responsible for the delivery of the product, and the product which is consumed and eventually generates cash for the sector. Somehow or the other, this sector has remained weakest link in the chain of power supply. Now, of course, the management of electricity distribution is complex on account of interface with large number of customers, expectations, their affordability, and most important, they are geographically spread in a large area. Now, for turnaround of the utilities, reforms in the distribution is key to growth for an efficient and self-sustainable power sector. Now, recently for the last 1.5 decades, we have found, because of the rapid growth in the electricity demand and the sector and the reach of the lines, somehow or the other the things have not expanded and has not attracted the enough revenue for the reasons known to many of us. Even though steps has been taken to improve the performance in the area, but the results are mixed and limited in the select areas only. The benefit accrued had not been captured in an institutional arrangement for its sustainability. Now, therefore, it is essential that enabling infrastructure, environment and proper systems are needed to bring sustainable and pervasive improvements, which requires radical improvements across the entire distribution business chain through improved operational processes, leveraging best practices in information technology. The information technology basically has not been in much use in the distribution sector, though our country is the pioneer in providing the IT support globally and is well recognized for it. Now, the most important in distribution business, it is to know customer, assets, and for this GIS based customer and asset database is essentially required. And it is required because geographically we are covering in the very large area. Now, if we look at the current state of the distribution business, what is there? It's a manual and cumbersome process. we have insufficient commercial focus. We only concentrate in supplying to the power, but we are not that much wholeheartedly we pursue for its revenue collection. We have inadequate control in the business, and we have low IT adoption, and IT adoption is only restricted to the billing exercise in most of the utilities as of now. And wherever the IT applications are there, they are standalone applications. They are working in isolated manner, but they are not working in an integrated manner. And we have islands of information across the various departments which are not communicating to each other on this plethora of the information. And we have many hardware platforms existing in the same utility and maybe at the same locations also. And different operating systems and component technologies has been adopted in the IT enabling done in the distribution business so far. So what are the challenges we have in our distribution sector? We have high aggregate technical and commercial losses. We have lack of transparencies. Consumer satisfaction is the lowest, and employee productivity, that is also very low. Now, we have inconsistent, inaccurate flow of information to top management, and we have poor management information systems. We have non-availability of integrated tools for network planning and control, and we have aging our human resource, that is the manpower. We have, as I have already told, we have limited and disintegrated IT initiatives. We have high demand and supply gap. We have today peaking shortages of to the around of 14% and energy shortages of 9.6%. This leads us to severe load shedding and poor reliability of the supply. It is difficult to exercise control due to the spread over large geographical area. It is susceptible to thefts since it's carried through overhead bare wires in most of the areas. I'll say 99% of the areas that we cover. And we have increased technical distribution losses. We have frequent breakdowns, less reliable and poor quality of power supply. Now this is essentially on account of non-upgradation of the network assets commensurate to the load growth, and we have inadequate sub-transmission and distribution system to meet the increasing demand for electricity. We have old and neglected network and hardly any maintenance we do. We have low investment in this segment, which has resulted into the overloading of the system. If we look at the investment in the sector, power sector as a whole, if 2 rupees are spent in the generation, then 1 rupee each in transmission and distribution needs to be spent. This is a thumb rule, but this hardly has happened in the distribution. Though the generation, lot of investments has been made, and transmission also some investments has been made, but commensurate investments in the distribution had not been made. In the past, we had haphazard growth of the sub-transmission and distribution systems with the short-term objective of providing power supply to all, because that was a priority area. So that time, that the way our networks have grown, it is not in a very planned and scientific manner. If we look at how we have developed the power sector since independence, how it has developed, the electricity was first came to the country in 1888 in Calcutta. Now in post-independence era, we had an installed capacity of 2.3 gigawatt with power generation of 6.5 billion units in the year 1950. Electricity distribution subdivisions were handling very small number of customers, around 1500 to 2000, and our network was small with very few number of nodes and elements. They were easy to maintain and simple to operate. What basically then we got it was a manual system of data handling on commercial management, network planning and operation and customer service which was possible and effectively managed because of the very small size of the networks. But since then, our installed capacity as well as T&D systems has grown manifold in size and capacity year after year. And today, as on 31st March 2000, we have 132 gigawatt with power generation of 624.5 billion units as on 31st March 2007. And today our subdivisions are generally having a consumer base of around 15,000 to 20,000 typically. And power distribution has been expanded network into an unplanned way with a complex arrangement of nodes and network elements. So what is the resultant? Resultant is a manual system of data handling, complaint handling, MIS and commercial management is no longer possible. So what this has led us to, that today we have a system which is prone to human errors. It has willful practices by consumers as well as a few of the utility staff. We are unable to obtain business process details of the utility in time. Even whatever the data we have on today is generally 1 to 2 months earlier itself. So what the data I read it and the decisions I make it is not commensurate to the inputs which are available as on date, and it has unwieldy data handled for the MIS system. Now we look at the information technology as an enabler, and we believe this will sort out most of the problems. So IT systems will ensure us better, faster and accurate decision making at all levels in the organization, and it is of immense value in transforming the distribution business by improving efficiency, productivity and reducing losses. Now if we leverage the information technology in the distribution, what is going to happen? Profitability is going to improve through improved revenue. We will have reduced commercial and technical losses and reduced consumption and reduced collection time. Once there is a pressure of the billing, the consumer also will be having a tendency to conserve the energy and use what is really efficiently required by him. We will have a better customer satisfaction, that is through improvement in reliability and quality of power supply and improved handling of customer complaints, and the response time to the customers will improve. And other major gains will be operational efficiency through effective decision support, and the peak demand curve will be flattened for better load management. Thus the peaking shortages we will be able to arrest and limit them. If we look at our country vis-a-vis the other countries, developed as well as the Asian countries, so for the technology adoption in the IT area, we have this curve, rows before you. We have the SCBs rows, which basically we have the technology vis-a-vis the level of adoption in the various countries and the utilities we have shown. And when we say technology we are saying in terms of the metering technology, automation, network, system integration and internet. And the number one says it's virtually absent. Second is at initial stages. The number 3 is indicative of an intermediate stage. Fourth is at advanced stage, and fifth is it is a very advanced. Now if I look at the color coding that we are given, the light green is for the state electricity boards, and blue, dark blue, that is for the best state electricity boards. Then yellow is for Asian countries, that is mainly Malaysia, Hong Kong and Thailand, and other is for the developed nations such as UK and US. We find virtually most of the technologies are absent as on today in our utilities in terms of the metering, automation, networking, system integration and internet. Whereas if we say the best of the SCBs which have adopted the technology are at the initial stage itself. So we are nowhere in the intermediate stage in adoption of the information technology at all, which will enable us for the better automation, improved meter technology, network configured, system integrated and web enabled. Now to looking at it, at the beginning of the 10th plan in the year 2002, the government constituted an information technology task force, and this task force was headed by Mr. Nandan Nilekani. You all know is the CEO of the Infosys, and he came out along with his team members the IT roadmap for the utilities, and he said which should be the roadmap. It led us to the best at par with the international benchmarks, and it gives its recommendations in well-defined 4 steps to bring up the utilities to global standard in a phased manner. So they identify the steps and the technology and the methodology involved into it. They suggested phasing out the prioritizing of the information technology activities, and what they essentially said in the report was the prerequisite for any IT enabling of any of the utility distribution systems to be adopted first to allow implementation of subsequent IT applications. They also told us which are the short-term quick win solutions whereby immediately we can augment our revenue and improve upon our billing systems. Then they identified in the medium term, the areas which will yield us high returns, and long-term advanced applications such as business process re-engineering, organization restructuring, and enhancing the skills and people's orientation and infrastructure development. Now, prerequisites, what he said, development of a proper customer database, meters to be installed in the system as well as the customer's premises. Now, system meters are basically your network meters, which are 11 kV meters followed by distribution transformer meters, and there should be a network connectivity implementation in a phased approach, that is for the IT network. Then we should have a geographical information system based consumer indexing and asset mapping to be carried out side by side for implementing medium to long term IT applications. Basically short-term quick win solutions I'll quickly come because I've got many slides. So in a chart form which will explain you straight away what are the areas which are identified which will give us the short-term quick win solutions. So they are basically for energy accounting and integrated billing for commercial and industrial consumers. Now, for this prerequisites to improve upon it, what we should have it a proper asset inventory, correct customer database, we should have the total details of our network, and the meter should be installed at each of the places. Then only we will be able to account for the energy that is being coming into the unit in a particular area and that is being supplied to each of the customers. Then the medium term solutions, which we said were management information systems to be built, support function solutions to be brought in, then there should be a single window call center and outage management system and distribution SCADA system which will improve upon the reliability of the network. They also identify the timeline for it, and then the very advanced application they suggested as customer relations management, e-business solutions, mobile workforce, ERP, etc. So generally they expected that in a 4 years time we can adopt each of the systems depending upon the requirement of the utility and the resource, that is the financial resource available with them. The overall approach and high level roadmap that they depicted in their report is, they said first finalize the approach. After having finalized the approach for a particular utility, we must develop the strategy for it. After developing a strategy, we must phase out our priorities which are required within the utility. Then we should also assess the ownership and partnership aspects, finalize plan for implementation, then perform operations and continuous improvements, which will lead us to quick win implementations. And for ongoing and long-term activities, we must have business process and organization structure changes into the place, enhance the skills of the HR human resource available with us, and build proper physical infrastructure. You see, this enabling environment for the adoption of the information technology has been provided in the Accelerated Power Development Reforms Program of Ministry of Power, Government of India, in which we have said the reduction of aggregate technical and commercial losses and improvement in quality and reliability of supply for enhancing customer satisfaction. There is an investment support available under this window, and IT enablement essentially has been covered into each of the scheme areas where the schemes have been identified for each of the towns. There is a component which will which provides us the investment support for all the enablers for the information technology for achieving the above objectives in line with the task force recommendation. How it was covered was, this basically APDRP schemes were in two parts, mandatory component and the other routine activities. Now the mandatory components for the implementations has been 100% system and consumer metering, basically for commercial loss reduction by introducing IT enabled energy audit and accounting system, which will help us in identifying high loss pocket areas. Then substation data logging to capture feeder, distribution transformers and high-end consumer metering data remotely without any human intervention, and use energy audit. Then this data captured will also help us in load forecasting and faster decision support making. Then GIS based consumer indexing and asset mapping, then computerized billing centers and call centers, computerization and IT for MIS for bringing transparency in operations, SCADA for distribution, system automation. The mandatory components provides for all these items, and SCADA for depending upon the size of the town, not for the small towns, for the big metro cities and large towns which have got multiple feeders. There the SCADA also has been considered to be provided as a part of the mandatory components. Now the reform under the APDRP, the R word stands for reform, and reform in the distribution sector is a key focus area to realize Ministry of Power's vision for reliable, affordable and quality power for all by 2012. Now several steps has been taken by MOP in this direction. Now with the dedicated focus on power sector reforms, especially to improve the commercial viability of distribution sector, Government of India started APDP in 2001-02, later on rechristened as APDRP in 2002. This was mainly to target urban and industrial areas, and it was expected that the reform will turn around and improve the overall performance of the utility for customer satisfaction and improve revenue collection. Now if you look at what is the current status on use of IT in distribution sector, then in spite of the support provided by the Government of India as a mandatory component, the implementation has not been in an integrated way as per the roadmap suggested by the IT task force report. Basically there has been a piecemeal approach. This, as I have already told you, there have been standalone solutions for some of the areas, not for the business as a whole. And for the total business, even today in any of the utility, is non-existent, and it is on account of the unwillingness on the part of the utilities. Now wherever even the limited IT enabling has been done, no commensurate business process re-engineering or processes made IT worthy has been done, which is essentially required to get the benefits of the IT enablings. The Government of India appointed lead advisor cum consultants under APDRP, that is Power Grid and NTPC, which provided a limited support to the utilities in finalization of the integrated roadmap. And IT till date has not been really a part, as an integral part of the distribution business. Now the IT enabling of the different utilities at different levels, I'll say some of the leading utilities who adopted the IT amongst the set of the utilities are Andhra, Delhi, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. For all schemes sanctioned under the APDRP government, IT is a mandatory component, which already I have said, and this includes GIS mapping, asset mapping, consumer indexing, computerized billing, distribution automation. Now this chart with the various states of the country, it indicates us the IT initiatives which has been taken by the various states, that is their utilities. And this chart depicts us the customer care centers, which many of the utilities has got it. Customer indexing and GIS, none of the utilities are complete for it as on date. It has, wherever it has been done, as I said in the leading state, it's only in the select few areas. Now spot billing with the help of now handheld meter reading instrument is adopted in few of the utilities. Energy audit in most of the utilities is done in a manual way at the substation level itself. Now some of the utilities are doing at the feeder level for the entire feeder. SCADA is only in very few towns, and automatic meter reading also in very few areas or the utilities. I put it, even in the utilities in very few areas, hardly 4 or 5 utilities are using AMR today, automatic meter reading. Now distribution business process. We can have the business process, basically we look at it, we can power distribution, we divide it into the 4 components, that is the commercial, customer service, internal management and network management. Now when we say commercial management, this encompasses metering, billing, collection and loss reduction. Customer service is for reliability and quality of supply, billing and accuracy, then payment mechanisms and complaint handling. In network management, that is for network planning, network constructions, network operations, maintenance and outages. Then internal management. Internal management basically is finance, human resource, purchase, stores. Now what should be a concept of integrated IT platform for a distribution utility? Now we derive our strength from the IT task force report, and when we look into it, what it suggests us is it should be an integrated IT platform with a single window customer care center with availability of updated information at back end.
Yeah, there is a caller from Allahabad. Yes, please ask your question.
Can you tell something more about the SCADA in the distribution system?
SCADA.
What are the parameters which will be controlled in the distribution system, and what is the data which will be acquired, and who will lay the communication lines and who will own it?
No, so far it's the question of laying and the ownership of the SCADA. It rests with the utility on the ownership. What I request you, I'll proceed with the presentation. Now for the SCADA part, we can come to a later part, because I am just beginning on the information technology, and SCADA is, if you see, at the 3rd and the 4th phase for the distribution automation. I'll certainly answer to your questions, but let us look at the importance of the IT, how the IT is going to help us in the business itself. Whereas SCADA is only going to help us in a limited way in improving the reliability of the network, the consumer satisfaction to that aspect. So if you permit me, I'll come to the question for the answer at a later part so that at least I can go through it. What is the concept for the IT? So what we are looking at a single window customer care center with the availability total information at the back end. What we are looking is the major business process of the utility. They should be IT enabled on common integrated hardware and software architecture. Utilities, finance, HR, stores and purchase functions, which are main ingredients of any ERP package, should not be included initially, but may be added at a customized solution once the IT enabled business process is totally available. And any integrated solution, it should be modular, it should be scalable, it should be expandable and can be implemented in one go or as per the requirement of the utility. The objective of integrated approach, first is improved profits, improved customer service, improved operational efficiency and proper information flow for decision support mechanism. Now integrated IT adoption strategy, what it will lead us to? Holistic, structured approach for deployment of information technology. It will be cost effective and appropriate solutions. Enterprise application integration and single point data entry for all the processes. What we need for this is a top management commitment. We need to do business process re-engineering to reap the benefits of this technology, and we have to train the employees for IT adoption, and we should do step-by-step implementation. Now, distribution reforms. When we say the distribution reform, it should not be perceived as a matter of fashion or just reach a higher economic efficiency. It became necessary in our country because we had bad quality of the existing services, significant percentage of population without access to electricity supply, tariffs perceived as high or unaffordable by the consumers. For reforming the sector, a change management practices is needed. To improve management, it is essential to increase transparency across the whole organization. For reliable corporate information must be available and circulate throughout the company. So for this, support provided by IT becomes critical, and management information tool is an essential tool for running the business. Now, what are the challenges before us to create IT infrastructure? Today we have the utilities which are lacking the domain knowledge of the information technology, and simultaneously the IT industry is not having the domain expertise of the distribution business. So what is the result? The industry is trying to push off-the-shelf, ill-conceived solutions which are available with them, which they have done elsewhere globally. The utilities has already adopted piecemeal standalone solutions, so we have to take on these solutions and carry it further in an integrated manner on a common platform. The utilities did not carry out any business process engineering or support the change management to have a sustainable business model. There is a resistance to change. Now, there is a stepped approach to create IT infrastructure. Now, 10th plan, those schemes have been allowed to be continued under the APDRP, but the plan has come to an end, and any time the Government of India can announce the 11th plan APDRP. And under the 11th plan APDRP, the various reports of the Government of India and the thinking of the Government of India suggest that the utility must collect the baseline data without human intervention and create a database on GIS of assets and customer, which will enable energy audit and accounting on real-time / offline basis, depending upon the network availability. Now, with the available proven technologies in the country, what they are proposing is there should be a centralized data center for database and application server, enabling IT infrastructure to be established in the scheme areas for collecting the baseline data. The IT backbone created in the area of distribution business will capture the benefits of investment on sustainable, continuous basis. The facilities at the data center are scalable, and utility will have option to cover the entire area at a later date with least incremental cost. That is, a single data center could cover the entire, all the consumers of the entire state. Now, the scope of work what is envisaged under this scheme is, first is establishment of a centralized data center, then creation of IT infrastructure at data centers, circle offices, division offices, subdivision offices, centralized call center, and at substation and the zones in whichever board or utility which exists. Now, creation of an infrastructure for setting up a customer care center at a central location or at identified towns if the utility so wants. Then setting up of the local area network or wide area network to establish connectivity at all identified places. Now, integration of the entire IT infrastructure. AMR, automatic meter reading based data logging of system of select consumers. Creation of GIS platform with consumer indexing and asset mapping. This will give us basically a baseline data collection system. The expected hardware, what is suggested by the Government of India is the hardware should be modular, it should be scalable, it should be expandable, it should adhere to current industry standards, this should be adopted on a vendor neutral and technology independent basis. Entire data should be stored at central server with data backup and archiving facility existing. This is a typical network which, to the Lucknow question of this SCADA, can also can answer that the network would be available in the 11th plan in the support provided by the Government of India. So typically a data acquisition center, you see, if you are able to read it on the slide, is towards the left. So we have a data acquisition server at a data center. We have the subdivision offices connected. Then we have the web-based enabling features on the top right hand, where call centers through the web connectivity, VPN, MPLS cloud that is connected. We have the firewalls typically which are placed over there. Then we have a cluster of the GIS and other application servers which are installed over here. And this is connected through a gigabyte LAN bus within the data center for running the various applications. This is typical architecture for any IT enabled system. The proposed data center architecture, it should be a fault tolerant tier 4 data center infrastructure. Tiers are basically identifying the reliability of the data center or the downtime of a data center with simultaneously active distribution paths, all hardware with duplicate power supply and separate UPS with N+1 redundancy. Database and main application server should be enterprise level SMP, RISC/ITIL processor based Unix systems. Database servers shall be deployed in cluster failover mode and application servers in scale out mode. Data center shall be connected to other utility offices through VPN WAN. The database servers shall have access to the common single database on an external storage through a switched fiber channel storage area network, that is SANS network. The central storage shall support hardware-based host-independent data replication to remote data requirement site and bidirectional data copy to achieve zero performance impact backup. Backup server will back up from the mirror copy of the database. Additionally, the robotic control type library shall be central library of all types for all the servers offered in the system. As per the requirement of a utility, the web server, the mail server, DNS server, portal server, NOC server shall be window-based server and shall be located at data center. The web server connected to the internet shall be protected through reverse proxy servers. The server management system for management of entire landscape of servers will be consisting of single unified console. All servers are having reliability, availability and serviceability features, which basically means error correcting codes in memory, hot swappable disk base, redundant cooling fans and redundant power supply arrangements. As I have already said, the data center should have a gigabyte dual LAN, server LAN for inter-networking of database servers and application servers for inter-server traffic. Now management LAN for remote management of all servers and load balancer for balancing server loads. Now database servers and application servers should be located in demilitarized zone protected by firewall and IDS. Access control server for central authentication, regulated authorization and detailed user accounting. The user of the system shall be connected to the data center normally through MPLS VPNs based WAN. Access to the data center applications through utility portal based on utilities security policy. Now wide area network. Now this should be creation of WAN backbone capable of carrying data, voice through secure VPN tunnel via internet. The router shall have ISDN BRI card for ISDN connectivity in case of link failure. There will not be any connectivity in office hierarchy. All utility office shall be connected directly to the data center, and minimum of 2 Mbps VPN link for connection between data center and utility headquarter if it is located outside the headquarter and subdivision offices has been proposed. Other offices shall be connected through 512 kbps VPN link. There should be a provision for upgrading of bandwidth as we travel across and find the many more people are using it, and data center to have 2 Mbps internet lease line for web servers.
So now it's the time for taking a short break. So we will be in discussion after 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.